Hello my fellow walkers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Rarity. So this video is gonna be special. I'm gonna be talking about The Walking Dead. As you can see, this shirt is from Walker Stalker. This Walking Dead beanie. I also have Walking Dead jacket on. That if you see my other videos, if you watch my other videos, because I did also Walking Dead content before, and so since the show is ending, I want to be talking about it, because if you know me, you know it's one of my favorite shows, and now it's ended. It's gonna be so sad for me, because like, it's been like 12 years, right? And I've been there since the beginning. I was so young when I first watched it. So amazing to see like how many seasons it got and how really popular this show became over the years. I know it has its ups and downs, because many hated it after some of the characters are gone. So I won't spoil the ending, because for those people who didn't watch it yet, maybe you're catching up. But I think some things will be spoiled though. Maybe this video is for some of the fans who already watch it or know some of these characters. I know it's hard to talk about the show without spoiling anything. So if you don't wanna know, and if you didn't watch like the show in general, or didn't watch like some of the new seasons, should click it off, because I have to talk about some characters that I love and are gone, I think. That's why. And yeah, like I said, if you don't want to watch the show and just want to know, then you can keep on watching. But I just want to say it's not really spoiler free, except I won't talk about the ending, because not everybody watched it already. If you hadn't seen my other Walking Dead videos, I'm gonna be linking the links above, like my playlist of Walking Dead contents, because I did it before. Like I have some Walking Dead contents for you guys before, but this video I think is kind of like just a special video saying goodbye to the show. I think in my like how I thought about the show, like since the beginning and the end. I'm a huge fan. I also read all of the comics like online. I really want to buy maybe someday all of it. It's so cool to have all the volumes, right? And yeah, maybe I will. And so it's so completely different. Actually, if you're a fan of the show, you don't really need to read the comics, because it's completely different. They changed so many aspects of it, but some of it are also the same. But some of the characters don't even exist in the comics. So that's crazy. But that's why I really wanted to read the comics before watching the finale. And I did read everything first, because I wanted to know how it ends. And it's like so different, like if you compare it. But some of the things are good, some of it are not. Depends. I think, of course, it starts from the beginning. Like the first episode aired on October 31, 2010. It was like on Halloween, which I remember, and I was only 17 years old. What? How fast the time flies. Can't even imagine it. I was only a teenager. I was in high school at the time. And I was always obsessed with zombies already. Like, I already told you many times why I like zombies, because of 28 Days Later. And then Walking Dead came. Then I think because of Walking Dead, I kind of been obsessed with zombies, because after that show aired, and I really liked it. I mean, it was so scary, like the makeup and everything looked so amazing for just a show. I think season 1 particularly was like kind of like a movie, how it was filmed, like so different vibe. If you watch it now, the other seasons, because they make it also 1 hour, it was so long. And then I was also, of course, creeped out by some of the zombies, because they look so disgusting and scary. But I mean, I watched horror movies since I was 11 years old, so I wasn't really scared of horror movies that much. So at that time, when I was 17, I lived in the Philippines before, and so we had that Fox channel. So I saw the trailer already, and of course, it piqued my interest. It looked so interesting. And yeah, so let's talk about season 1, because that's how it all started. I didn't know it's gonna be such a phenomenon, and so popular. I know many hate it, but still, it wouldn't be popular. If it wouldn't be popular, they wouldn't do like 11 seasons. We had the show for 12 years. And I always remember when I watched the first episode, like the ending with Morgan, it was like, oh, it's like so sad and so good, I say, because we never had like this kind of show before. It had like a movie, everything, and then wow, it's gonna be such a good show. So wow, it's not really just about zombies and splatter and gore. It's more about humanity also surviving this apocalypse, surviving the zombies, surviving the virus and everything. Sorry if it made me so emotional. I always like if I think about the show, because like huge impact on my life actually. That's why I always advise my friends like to watch it, even though if you heard, oh, after season 6 not good anymore. I mean, still you can watch the good seasons. I can always rewatch and everything, and it's like so many people stop watching. It's so sad. I mean, I also like wanted to stop so many times, but it's like if it's your favorite show, like you don't want to know how it ends. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't understand it. So we fans, I think so. Sorry to say that, but that's how I feel. And so if season 1 has really such an epic finale, also it was like normal ending. You could have ended because they didn't know they're gonna be a season 2. That's why they ended like that. And then season 2 came, and the vibe was already different. Season 2 was kind of slow season. It was more like drama based also, and of course introduced other characters, and it was still Frank Darabont who actually created the show. Without him, we never would have had the show in the first place. So we're actually thankful for that. So let's talk about season 2. I mean, Frank Darabont is the one who created The Walking Dead. Without him, we wouldn't have the show. Can you imagine? And I fired him. He was like the half of the second season. He was still there, and then I fired him because he was like leading the show in a different direction. He didn't really care about the comics, and the other showrunners didn't like it, I guess. So they wanted to be more like the comics. And you can notice it by season 3, because season 3 was exactly like the comics, like they had a villain for the first time. And that's why like I also want to talk about so many actors left when Frank Darabont was fired, because they like fancied him. So yeah, they really like, and so they really stopped watching after that also when he left. Because they didn't like the comics, and people didn't like the direction in the comics, so they didn't like it, because season 3 was exactly the comics. They had, as I said, first villain, the governor. Because, I mean, it's kind of boring, right, if you know the enemies are zombies. That's why it's like always the quote is, fight the dead, fear the living. Because you need to fight the dead, but there's still living people out there who are like bad people you need to fight. And that's why they make the show interesting, because every season has that. Always have a new villain. Because like a zombie, who else dies from a zombie bite or by fighting zombies? They know how to fight zombies, except if you get caught off guard. Sometimes maybe it did happen. The other people died from zombies, but mostly you need people to be scared of people. So that's why this the show is about. But that's why season 3 is one of my favorite seasons, even though I hated the governor so much. But yeah, it's like, because it came, like, I like also the prison storyline, and also then I fell in love with the characters more because you get to know them. So I also remember, like, the one episode, I know when they kidnapped Glenn, it was like, first time I really liked his character, because like first time we fought, before he was like so just like a guy that always like just like a life bait. Before, now he did something else, and that's why I like season 3. And then you notice by season 4 and 5 it became more horror also. And then yeah, season 4 was still in the prison, and people I think didn't like season 4 anymore. But I did like, in the beginning I liked the first half of season 4. I like it, like people got sick again and they were dying. But then I didn't like the second half in the beginning, because like they all got separated and it wasn't about Rick anymore. It was like about other people. But I think that's what the show is about. Like they also show like other friendships and how to survive, also without Rick, and how to survive with other people. That's why it's kind of, now I like the second half of season 4, actually one of my favorites. Also, actually now season 4, like rewatching it, I think it's also my favorite favorite seasons. Then if you talk about the other new seasons, I kind of miss season 4 now, maybe because of the characters. I also want to talk about it later because of the characters. And so season 4 wasn't actually that bad, and I like how they did that. Maybe it's bad if you binge watch, because like if you just watch like every week, it's like dragging, because like they show every character different, not together. But then if you binge watch everything, it kind of makes more sense. So let's talk about season 5. Season 5 is the peak of Walking Dead. I mean, everyone talked about the season. It was the most popular one, and also people say even it's the last good season of Walking Dead. The thing about it, and yeah, I mean, like every show, like if there's season 5, it always get worse and worse. Like that's why it should end. Like season 5 should always like end other shows, because like after season 5, it's never gonna get better than this. But it was like also the case about it if you think about it, because like the last season it was good and people stopped watching, maybe because I didn't like the Alexandra storyline, even though I did like it because I liked Alexandra. I liked they found a place where they could be, because like what else are they gonna do roaming around forever outside with the zombies, so sad for them. And also to have Judas think about other kids. And yeah, so yeah, season 5 was really the most talked about. For so many reasons. It was the most brutal season, and you forgot that it's like a horror show first, then drama. So you also forget sometimes because like so many people dying that you care about. There's so many tears. There's so many tears in this watching the show, and so many feel like who's gonna die, not. So in some aspect, I'm kind of happy that the show's ending. It was like always the heart attack, knowing who survived this season was always like so hard for me. If you're a huge fan, like how many people we lost all over the years, like most of our favorite characters are gone. But we know that Walking Dead is not a fairy tale show that people won't die. It wouldn't make sense. But I mean, that's why many people stop watching the show, because like, what's the point if your favorite character dies and you don't want to watch the show? I understand the people, because like me also, like so many characters, actually always characters I like always die. Like I also wrote down like how many characters, like 53 main characters. I'm talking about the main characters, because like, there's so many other characters, but there are like 53 main characters, and there's like only I think 42 died. So it's not a spoiler, I'm just saying how many people died. I didn't say who survived in the end, but if you can count 53 off, like 42 people died off 53 characters, then yeah, there's only few alive in the end. So if you know math, I mean, I think it was 50, yeah, I mean, I didn't count the kids. I mean, of course, like there's like other kids still alive, but I mean, I didn't count them because they're the really main characters, because they're like just kids, right? So of course, like many, but as I said, many characters died throughout the show. Of course, what you can expect. If so Arrow survives, it would make sense also. But still, I know, as far as I know, I understand people also who stopped watching the show because of that. And so season 6 was already, Walking Dead wasn't anymore the peak season. Season 6 people hated it because they hate Alexandria, as I said. So season 6 already downhill for the Walking Dead fans. People didn't like it anymore. But not me, because I still like season 6 actually. I know the season finale of 5 was also kind of boring, I think, and season 6 didn't start out so strong. And so yeah, but like I still like it for the characters. Some of my favorite characters are there. So maybe that's why I still like the season. And I like Alexandria. I like many good episodes in this season, I think. But most, yeah. Let's talk about like kind of like the other seasons that I didn't also watch that many times. Like actually I rewatched Walking Dead so many times, but I mostly stopped at 5 or 6. So let's talk about the worst seasons of The Walking Dead. 7 and 8. It's only gonna get downhill from here. So yeah, of course season 7, especially for me. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but season 6 finale was the worst also. It was the huge cliffhanger that everybody hated, and you had to wait so long for it to know. So because like if your first time to watch season 7, it's kind of like I watch it like it's like a fever dream for me. Like I just watch it but have no emotions for it. But if you watch it the next time, I rewatch it, I actually realize season 7 is not that bad. Except one thing, of course, that is missing. But yeah, it's not like being biased or something because I'm a huge fan. But actually, I know it has so many boring episodes. It wasn't the same as the other seasons that I loved. Because mainly I hate Negan. I still hate him. I always hate him. So I didn't like the Saviors and his storyline, because it became like an action show, not really about zombies that much. And I don't like also seeing Rick like so hopeless, and the first time he didn't know what to do with himself. It was like so annoying to watch, and that's why I hate this storyline. It was like 2 seasons, can you imagine? And season 8 was getting better because Rick is coming out of it, of course, wanting to fight Negan. And then of course like Michonne happened, so that's my favorite couple and ship. And I say Vishon, if you know what I mean, then you're a fan of the show. So this is a good thing in season 8 and 7 also, because of their relationship. And there were some good episodes that when I rewatch, I remember what? I don't remember it being that good actually. It's only like Negan parts and some parts I didn't like, but actually, as I said, it's not that bad if you think about it. People stop watching, okay, but I still watch for my other characters because that's a character I care about in this season. So also season 8 is also sad because we lost someone important too. Many people died still in season 7, 8, but yeah, as I said, it wasn't so worst anymore. So season 9 was only getting better because Scott M. Gimple, I think he left the show. I don't know what season. Was it this season? I think, yeah, because Angela Kang came back and she became the showrunner. She also did other seasons before. And so she said she wanted to make Walking Dead feel like Walking Dead again, with the horror aspect, not with action and war going on. So she did that actually. She saved the show. And also, the whispers came, and whispers were so scary for me. Like, I hated Negan was also scary, but I think Alpha and Beta and the whispers were more scary because they were like people's skins. Like, they look like zombies and they walk around and they whisper to each other. So they could hurt people and pretend to be one of them. And that's how they walk about in the earth. That's why it's scary for me. And disgusting also. So I really like the storyline because I also read the comics and exactly like that. And the one who played Alpha was such a good actress because she was so terrifying every time she was on the screen. So yeah, season 9 was also one sad thing. I have to say because, yeah, Andrew Lincoln left the show. So that's was on season 9. And his farewell was so good. I like one of my favorite episodes, I think. It was so sad, but they did it so well and I like how they did that. It was so good. So yeah, so after he left, when it kind of came better because Whispers came, Negan's storyline is finished, and so it became like a horror show again. And so season 9 was actually good. The only problem with the show is about the characters because there's so many characters gone. Everyone I liked is already gone. Like even Rick left now. There's still characters that I cared about, but it's like the story was better. But for me, the characters, I never liked the new characters that came. I think I talked about before, the only new character I liked was Olden that time. He was already there when the Saviors came, so I don't know why I don't like the other characters anymore. So that's the problem. Like sometimes I was bored watching it because of the characters. That's the only reason. So, but maybe I should rewatch the seasons again. Like I really want to rewatch from season 6, I think, because I didn't watch this season so much, and maybe now that it ended, the spoiling thing. Now I want to watch it. Maybe I like these characters more because every time I like a new character, I always like die, and I did it again. So I think that's why I also heard that people don't want to like new characters because they always like die. So what's the point in liking them? But now it's ending. I know who survived in the end, so maybe I can rewatch and thinking, oh yeah, it's a good thing to knowing that those people won't die, and that's a good thing. Also, season 10 is the most crazy season yet also. So before they talked about, I want to do like 2 more seasons, right? They talk about season 11 and 12. We're gonna get 16 episodes as always, but then they wanted only 1 season and they did like 24 episodes because they didn't put part 1. Yeah, they did part 1 and part 2 actually, the 2 different storylines, but I want to make it in 1 season, so it's like season 11 with 24 episodes. I don't know why I didn't want to do that. It's still the same, I think, if they do season 12. But anyway, so season 11 is the last and final season. And actually, season 10 was already 24 episodes. Because they got like 6. They got 6 bonus episodes after the season finale of season 10. So I think because they didn't want more people to wait longer. So I did that. So they did these 6 episodes because of COVID actually. Because COVID happened, remember? The real virus came. And everything, all life was on hold. And the time they filmed still these episodes, and you can notice it if you watch these episodes that there's so few zombies involved and few characters also together because they have to make, of course, distance, and they can't wear masks on the show, which would look ridiculous, right? So I remember this, so they're kind of special episodes for us, so we didn't need to wait for season 11 to come. So we got 2 storylines, as I said. The first half of the season, we got a new villain. I think they're called Reapers. Yeah. I think this beginning of the season was so good. It was brutal. I actually quite like it. It's like a different storyline. Later on, Commonwealth came. And there's also, of course, the last villain. Last villain of the comics also. That's why, of course, the show is gonna end with the Commonwealth. That's why I think it did the Reapers, because they weren't involved in the comics at all. But to make the story more longer, because Commonwealth was kind of short, of course, so to make it more storyline, I guess. People also didn't like Commonwealth. Even the comics was kind of boring and nothing much happened. If you read the comics, you know what I mean. So yeah, I didn't like the Commonwealth storyline also that much. But it's nice they found a place which is even bigger than Alexandria. Remember that Alexandria was destroyed and everything, so they need to fix it and rebuild everything because of the Whispers War. So can imagine what our heroes have been through. In the beginning, season 1 didn't have a place, right? They were like, in the beginning, if you think about it, they were like in a forest, they had a camp, and then season 2 was the farm, season 3 was the prison, season 4 was also prison, then later on they don't have a place. Then they found Terminus, which wasn't, of course, a nice place. And then after Terminus was Alexandria. Then how big is the world? Because they also found other communities like Hilltop, of course Alexandria, like I said, yeah, Hilltop, the Kingdom, and even Oceanside. Of course also Sanctuary, but they didn't really live there. It was like Negan's place. And so on. Then the end is Commonwealth, and now they have, of course, the Hilltop Kingdom, everything they repaired. And yeah, can you imagine so, like, how they started, and now they kind of make the world a better place. So, like I said, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I love the season finale. I love the last episode. I think it was good for me. Some people didn't like it and so, because it left some things open. But of course, because you know it's not ending, it's still not ending because you got 3 spin-offs to come. And I'm so excited for that. But yeah, Walking Dead's not really ending, right? They only expand the universe. Like, if you're a Marvel fan, like, you thought Endgame is ending, right? It's like, what? There's no more Avengers? It's the end? Of course, that's the only end of an era. So it's also with Walking Dead. We don't get new Walking Dead episodes, but we still got the spin-offs. And we have so many, like, the webisodes. We got, like, Fear Walking Dead. We got Walking Dead Beyond, which I also watched, and Tales of the Walking Dead. I watched like everything related to Walking Dead. Also, Fear Walking Dead is ending next year. I'm actually happy it's finally ending, and I'm also forced to watch it. It's like with Marvel, I need to watch everything. And then also we're gonna get Vic and Michonne spin-off, yay, which I'm the most excited about. I know, like, I didn't want to spoil like about how the show ended, but I must say about the spin-offs. And if you're a fan, of course, if you're not a fan, you won't watch this video till the end. So we got 3 spin-offs, because I also like Negan and Maggie. And then Daryl has his own spin-off. So, like, Maggie and Negan are like going to New York. Daryl's going to Paris, from all the places in Europe. And then I know what Vic and Michonne gonna do. So, there aren't CRM people, right? If you watch The Walking Dead Beyond, you know it. And the show has 2 seasons. And the show wasn't that bad. It was so interesting, because I think they're gonna find a cure, do something about that. And I don't know where Rick has been all this time. So I think Walking Dead Beyond is kind of important also to watch. But if you don't want to watch it, maybe watch it on YouTube, like these two seasons, because that's so important, especially the end. Because if you notice in the last season, it's kind of, the walks are different. That's all I'm gonna say. And then you know it because of the Walking Dead Beyond, like why it's like that. And so it's kind of interesting, like. I think Walking Dead is kind of like that now. You need to watch everything, because everything is going to be connected into the CRM people. And I think every show is going to be connected to that. Also, like, how Fear the Walking Dead going to end, I think. Because there's also one character who went there. The one girl. We never saw anymore in the show. Forgot the name, because her girlfriend was in the CRM. So I think it's really going to be end something with that. And I know people will hate it. Like, people will hate it because, like, oh my god, Walking Dead's never going to end. You need to watch this and this. It's like, oh, Walking Dead's already, like, but the flame is burned out, no one cares about Walking Dead anymore. But me, I'm already into deep, even before Walking Dead ended. I always watched everything. But I'm really excited for the Walking Dead journey to continue, being a big fan. Like, I'm so excited what Walking Dead has in store more for us, like which new characters are gonna choose and so on, and which characters gonna return, whatsoever. So I'm really satisfied with the ending we've got, because it's not really ending, so Walking Dead's not really ending because people saying like, oh, what gonna do with myself? I watched like for the 12 years, I was like looking forward to the next season, and now it's gone. But you can still, first of all, you can still rewatch the show. I'm sure I'm gonna rewatch it over and over again. And also the new spin-offs you can still watch. So it's never gonna end really. Maybe in our hearts I'm gonna miss the true show, like the Walking Dead show and the fandom. But I'm also happy to be part of it actually. And I am so excited for what a new universe has in store for us. So I just want to say thank you to all the fans. Also, without us fans, of course, Walking Dead wouldn't exist. Also, we had so many seasons, and thank you for that to people who stayed along the way. Even like the new ones. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a new fan or not. Maybe you were too young when the show came on. Maybe you're just a fan now because you saw it on Netflix. And maybe now's the time you can watch it all because it's ending. So also thankful for all the cast, Thanks to all the cast and characters who came to love on the show. Also, of course, thanks to all the actors who even came to Germany, like to Comic Cons, or like Walker, Stalker. Also, we had. It's incredible. Thank you for all the cast that we met. For example, Tom Payne, we met. We took selfies with him. It was so fun. It was so intimate because we had time to talk because only was selfie. And then also Steven Yeun, we did a photo shoot with him, which was only lasted like 1 second, but I get to hug him and see him, have a picture with him. Oh, it was the most memorable day forever. And also the panels, like I saw so many of the cast live. Even Norm Reedus was there, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and all the other cast that you came to see live, even though the show was kind of dead and the fans are kind of gone. But the show was still amazing because of the cast. I love the cast so much, and I was so happy to still see them. I was still like, I always remember like why I was a fan in the first place. So thank you also for that, and thank you for all the 12 years and all the 11 seasons. I also want to say special thanks to Aimee, one of my best friends in the Philippines, because like we just watched the show together and it was like like so special to me also. Like she just came to our place just to watch one episode, just watch some episodes. We didn't do anything else. We just watched Walking Dead. We just ate, slept, and then next week we did it all over again. It was so fun, good, memorable moment also to watch with a friend. So I know Walking Dead also important to her, even though I don't know if she even watched it anymore, but still also remember these times. So yeah, Walking Dead always gonna be a huge part of my life. Gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, please comment down below your favorite character or your favorite season. Let's talk about Walking Dead. Like, what's so special about the show? And don't forget to give a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Wednesdays and Saturdays. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye.